everybody. I'm Jamie Allison, and welcome back to Beers, Boats, and Backroads. And today, really kind of special, session that we're going to go through today. We're heading into kind of core cottage country to talk about a really cool event that's coming up and coming up soon. Kind of brings together country music and drinks and cottage life and all those things we like about summer all together. Joining us today will be Jason, and Jason is a co-founder and organizer of Honky Tonk Summer Jam, which is going to be taking place July 3rd and 4th, and it's at the Bracebridge Fairgrounds. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, real kind of exciting country music piece, but also all the other cool stuff that goes with that. So first of all, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about Summer Jam. This is the second year, from my understanding.
Yep.
But tell us a little bit about where that came from, because you're one of the co-founders of us. Tell us that concept and just talk to us a little bit about the history of it so far.
Well, by trade, I'm a DJ in the local Muskoka area, and just driving along the road one day, and um, Andy's house, which is the Muskoka Hospice here in Muskoka and in Port Carling, they needed money, and I thought, well, how can I help?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's been 5 or 6 years, but I used to do youth dances in Bracebridge, and it came back that I was going to try to do um, I don't know, a big event that all the kids now are all above 25 years old. I
Yeah.
was going to do like a little bit of a reunion and have a big dance. So instead of that, I kind of led into let's do a concert. We had a few last year. We had a few local artists. One being Cam Galloway, Sully Burrows, who's at a Perry Sound, and Alexis Taylor. And we just did one big, huge an event for and called it Honky Tonk Summer Jam, held at Bracebridge Fairgrounds. Why at Bracebridge Fairgrounds is because
Yeah.
um, we want to grow it, and they have the space and the room to do that, and they're helping us out at the fairgrounds and by giving us the event or the venue, I mean. And we just one thing led to another. Last year we raised 21K for
Wow.
Andy's house in our first year, and it was really well attended. And then here we are for our second year, and we've went bigger and better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it
Um,
is quite big this year. I mean, you've got lots of different artists and real breadth of types of artists, things like that. So
hmm
so talk about
So
that, I guess, this year.
Saturday night last year we led it off with line dancing,
Yeah.
which is a big huge thing here in Muskoka now. We have Sue from Footloose Line Dancers who does seminars or training or whatever you want to call it
Yeah.
in and around Muskoka between Gravenhurst, Bracebridge, Huntsville. I think she's out in Baysville now as well doing classes, and I wanted to implement that and have a big huge line dancing a night as well as our three artists last year. Well, this year we are up to 11 artists on Saturday night,
Wow.
and it kind of bumped the line dancing out of the mix. So we asked the fairgrounds if we could have Friday night as well, and they said
Yeah.
sure, absolutely. So here we are Friday night with line dancing,
Yeah.
and we're bringing in a local band called Black Union, or no, sorry, Blackwater Union,
Yeah.
who's a local guy, and he's gonna hit up some line dancing songs. And then I'm gonna DJ a little bit here and there for the line dancers. And then that's our Friday night, and it seems like it's going to be a popular night as well. Leading into Saturday with 11 artists, with our headliners, the Martin Boys,
Hmm.
which were featured on Canada's Got Talent,
Yep.
with Shania Twain being the judge.
Hmm.
Shania Twain told them to quit their jobs and pursue their music career, and that's what they're doing. So as soon as I saw that, I reached out right away and got them on board. We were originally, I think, the second people to have them come to Ontario, but they're touring right now with Tim Hicks, and they've been right across the country. The good thing about our our event, it is a country fest, and we're trying to build it. We are only having Canadian artists.
Yeah.
And it is country, but we're all Canadian artists. This year we are all Ontario, except for one with the Martin Boys being out east.
Yeah.
Ryan Langland is our opener for the Martin Boys, but we also have 4 or 5 local bands coming into the mix as well. And all our artists this year are all upcoming artists. They're all waiting for that ticket to get into to be like Shania.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're all waiting. And I think that's in the mix of themes going forward. I think that's the way we're gonna to grow Honky Tonk, knowing that we're here to support our local artists in Ontario and Canada and try to build their concept, Boots and Hearts, and that they're bringing the artists in from the States and some Canadian artists, but we just want to be Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's who we are here. We're Canadian, and in the country field, there is enough Canadian artists here in Canada that can pursue country just as much as the States. So, and we're trying to grow that. Right now, we have artists reaching out to us now. So, thanks to
Yeah.
Alex for building our social media, and he's just rocking that to get us out there. And here, you're an example. We're just reaching out and
Yeah.
trying to get everybody on board, right?
Well,
So,
and it is great that you're focusing on Canadian talent and growing kind of that whole ecosystem that's out there,
hmm
but it's maybe doesn't get as much promo as it probably should. And so it's a
yeah.
good way to be able to do that. And I mean, our listeners listen to kind of lots of that kind of stuff, and also the fact that you're in Bracebridge, and there's kind of this kind of connection to that area. I mean, it is. I mean, you call it even kind of Honky Tonk Summer Jam. I mean, it is.
hmm
People here love summertime, kind of all of those things that come with the timing around this is the start of July. It's like
Yep.
it's right after Canada Day. It's a very kind of good time from that end. Tell us a little bit for those people who maybe are listening, could be kind of anywhere across Canada or around the world, and
hmm
what makes Bracebridge special to be able to kind of have this connection to an event like yours.
Well, I grew up in Gravenhurst. Gravenhurst is my hometown.
Yeah.
Bracebridge is where we hosted our youth dances back in the day. Well, we've done all over Muskoka and Washago and stuff like that. But Bracebridge was our heart, and that's where we were gonna do our comeback for youth dances, but in the bigger aspect. But we turned it around and done this. And Bracebridge being um, probably the fairgrounds being the biggest in Muskoka to be able to do what we want to do.
Yep.
Right now, we are inside in the fairgrounds building, where we can host about 1,400 people, but we can grow it, and we've been in the talks about taking it, and we can push it outside if we want to. So that being said, we grew it. We're starting small, but trying to build it that maybe next year, maybe the year after, that we can move it outside. And the way I've been telling it, well, the way I've been telling people, we're mini Boots and Hearts.
Mm.
Boots and Hearts is big and huge. They've been running for a few years, but everybody's trying to do a festival.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially this year, being with our social media, I think all those festivals we're all following each other,
Hmm.
and taking feeds from wherever, and everybody taking hints
Yeah.
and trying to put it all together, right? The good thing with ours is, yes, we are Canadian artists, but we are fundraiser, or not fundraiser, but charity driven.
Hmm.
So all the money that we make, it goes to charity, which this charity this year again is Andy's House, which is Muskoka Hospice. And all the ticket money that we can try to build and put towards Andy's House. Charity, community charity, donations and sponsorship is a big part of this. So asking for small businesses or even big businesses, it doesn't matter who it is,
Yeah.
it goes all to a good cause. We don't make any money off of it. If we do, we put some aside for next year. But most of our ticket money and stuff like that, so we'll go to Andy's house. And that's how we were able to make 21K for them last year. We did have a silent auction last year.
Yeah.
But because this is a building trend and it seems like it's going to be a festival of all times, we opted out on the silent auction this year, just because it's a lot of work, that part.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we don't have the manpower. So volunteers is always nice to have as well. And like I say, it's volunteer and charity driven. Even though you know, some of our businesses are coming together and helping us out big time, but we can always use more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
Well,
more
and
we can have.
the fact that it's charity based, I mean, that's the one thing that does separate you from a lot of places. I mean, people who are seeing this maybe sometimes see it on social media and stuff like that, and you see
Yep.
lots of different kind of festivals and things like that, and people might be interested in it from just the artists you have and all that kind of stuff. But that
Hmm.
is a big separator for you, is that it's not just a private event that people are kind of trying to
Nope.
generate dollars and everything from. Here, you're generating dollars, but for a totally different reason, which is
Exactly.
pretty cool from that perspective too.
Yep.
Um, so if somebody, I mean, there's lots of people who are probably just going to Muskoka that weekend, didn't kind
Yep.
of don't know whether to, oh, here's something I could do. Just what is it that like what would you say to somebody who's maybe heading up that way for the next little while? What is it that should compel them to come, and what's it going to look and feel like when they show up over that weekend?
So we are a weekend event, but you can come Friday night and that's it. You can come Saturday or you can come both nights. Good thing about the fairgrounds is that we have camping. So you can come and bring your RV, bring your tent, do whatever. Come Friday night, set up your tent, set up your campground, enjoy some line dancing and some dancing and some live music, and then carry that into Saturday with about 11 acts. So each act will have 45-minute play sets starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and going till 1 o'clock at night. We do have food, we have vendors, we have merch, we have what else do we have? Photo booths, and just a great old time with beer.
Yeah, yeah,
And soft drinks. We have a company coming in that will do some dirty soda, which is not your dirty drinks,
yeah,
dirty soda. So it's your
yeah.
dirty pop, and they mix some stuff in with soda. So there's non-alcoholic drinks, and then there's alcohol drinks as well. We have merch. The artists will have merch. We also have some vendors coming in with Western wear and stuff like that. And we even have a gentleman coming in that does fish charters. And I said, hey, this is a great opportunity for you. He's just starting. I said, a good opportunity to get your name out. If this is
Yeah.
something that you want to keep pursuing or you want to do, this is a great opportunity to get your name out. We're not charging any vendors or anything that we just ask for a kickback to help us out with Andy's house. And that's the joys of helping everybody, right? Even if you're a vendor or if you're just wanting to come, it's all charity work. We're already planning for next year and maybe switching up the charity a little bit. But we want to try to help everybody out as much as we can, but it's only going to get bigger
Yeah.
and go on. So tickets you can find on honkytonksummerjam.ca. There's all kinds of links there. You can find more details, the artists, what the artists are about. Listen to a little bit of what they have. With the Martin Boys and Ryan Langdon being our headliners, and like I say, it's a great afternoon to come out or a Friday evening. And you want to learn some line dancing. This is a perfect place to come and do it. We're not teaching you how to line dance Friday night because that's what Sue does. We're bringing in the line dancing we're going to play hit after hit, and that's when you're going to get up on the floor. We're not going to teach you, but you can also, there'll be a lot of people there that will be able to teach you and show you how to do that. But hopefully that's where Sue will come in and take you on as an event. But there's all kinds of line dancings all over Ontario.
Yeah.
And that's our goal too, is to bring those guys up here and give them that aspect of the big barn aspect of doing a big, huge line dancing night as well, as along with all these artists that are coming in.
Yeah, and what we'll do for anybody listening is that we'll have in the show notes, we'll have links to being able to get to your social media, which also clicks through to your links for tickets, things like that.
Yes.
And we'll have kind of all of that set up there. So if anybody listening, if you haven't, it's a great opportunity to just go out and have some fun in a really cool kind of atmosphere, but at the same time get exposed to maybe some people that you haven't kind of heard before, some that you have,
Hmm.
and you just really want to kind of go in and see them. But again, really good because it also gives back to the community, which is
Absolutely.
I think the big
Yeah.
part of this too. So again. Make sure that if you haven't follow along on Instagram as well. Great stuff
Yes.
on there, so you can see what's happening and getting ready. But just know, we're talking about July 3rd and 4th. So get in there, make the plans to go, and again, great job putting this together, and
Thank you.
again for taking the time to tell us more about it today. Hopefully, we can get lots of people out there and be ready for next year. So, if for 5 years from now, let's say, who do you want to have as your big headliner in a few years when you've built something up here pretty big?
Well, if they're still kicking around, we've talked about the Road Hammers,
Yeah,
Aaron Goodwin. Um, You know what would really be nice is to bring Shania Twain back to Muskoka,
yeah,
where she started her roots.
yep,
That would be awesome. And you know, we have a lot of people in and around here. Tim Hicks has some stomping grounds here with family members up here in Huntsville. But we will take anybody, the big artists, the small artists. Uh, you know, I think our big goal is to let's see if Shania Twain will come back home
okay,
where she started her roots. It was in Huntsville, but it's close to Bracebridge,
that's right.
and it is a Muskoka aspect, right? So,
Yeah.
if we can land that, that would be awesome. But we'll have to see about
Well,
that.
hey, you can
A
always
lot of
throw it
these
out there.
artists
You never know,
are
right? If
not
you
cheap,
you kind of
but that's where all this and that's all goes. In the hindsight, this is our weekend, and it would be Canada Day weekend. So
yeah,
from 5 years from down, we should be still there unless we outgrow the venue.
yeah.
Then we would have to find somewhere else.
Well,
But Bracebridge is Fairgrounds is fairly big to do what we want to do, and to be able to take it outside and bring it there. It all helps out all of Muskoka, but a big chunk of it would be Bracebridge. But you can find us all on social media. We're on all TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then our website is live. So stay tuned. If you can't make it out this year, stay tuned because we're already planning for 27, and we'll see what we can bring in next year.
yeah, sounds good. All
Um,
right. Well, again, thanks for taking the time with us, Jason.
Thanks for
Really
having us.
appreciate it. And
This is
yeah,
awesome.
let's hopefully get lots of people out there. So
Yeah,
so thanks
absolutely.
again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries. And everybody else, if you haven't hit subscribe in the podcast, do it right now. We have great people every week, just like Jason, and definitely go out there and see if you can get some tickets for this coming weekend, and we'll or a couple of weekends, I guess, from now. And we'll talk soon, and we'll talk again on boats, beers, and backroads.